Okay, question 2.1. Create a timetable of ship voyages for each shipping company for the entire year of 2013. The information to make this happen is going to come from a page further down, this one here, light blue, where you've got 4 shipping companies: Hamburg Sud, NYK Line, Lloyd Triestino, and Hapag Lloyd. With the name of the vessels across here and the ports. So the first thing you need to do is transfer this information into an Excel spreadsheet. So this is for one shipping company. And if we just have a look at this table for a moment, we have Hamburg Sud and the ports that they're going to visit. By departing from Joya, they're going to go to Said, from Said to Chennai, to Singapore, Singapore to Palembang, to Brisbane, Sydney, and finally to Melbourne. This second table tells us how many days the ship will sit in the port as it gets unloaded and reloaded. And finally, the regularity in days is how often the ship is going to depart. So I've got all my vessel names here, and I got these back to this sheet from here, and you'll notice that they rotate through. So they start with the sailing of the Castillo, Grand, Laura, Mowbray, Seduction, and then the Castillo is back again. That's because the ships go around the world in a circle, also known as conferences. Now, date of departure. All ships are going to depart on the 1st of the 1st, 2013, so type that in. The day of departure is the same as the date, but to change it to a day, just format the cell, customize it, and type in 4Ds, and that does that. Now, so it's going to leave on the 1st of the 1st. It will arrive in Said on the day of departure from the first port plus the duration or the number of sailing days. So 3 days after it departs the port of Joya, it arrives at Said on the 4th of January. The day is therefore Friday. Now, the day it leaves the port of Said is going to be the date of arrival plus however many days it sits in the port. And for that we go to the second table, which is 2 on the 6th. So it arrived on the 4th, it's going to depart on the 6th, and that day happens to be Sunday. And we repeat it, so repeat the process. So Chennai is equals day of departure plus sailing days from Said to Chennai, in this case 13 days. And date is the same. Date of departure, date arrives, plus the number of days it sits in the port of Chennai, again 2 days, and so on and so forth. So you do this for the entire first row. Now, I've done that for the entire year beforehand, so I didn't have to do it. So you get the first line completed successfully, and what you also need to do, which I forgot to do in these first ones, is when you're referring to this table, absolute F4, absolute, so it's the dollar before and the dollar after the letter, only on the cells that refer back to our 2 tables. And there, should have done it, so that one's been done. Okay, once you've got that, highlighting everything but not the date of departure, not that first column, highlight all of that, drag it down, I think it's to there by memory. Now these dates won't mean anything until we finish this first column, and so we've established this first ship, Castello, and the dates that it's departing. Now, to get the second ship to kick in, it simply is the date of departure of the first vessel plus the number of days, or the duration, the regularity of shipping. So 13 days after the first ship departs, the second ship will depart on the 14th, and so on and so forth. So if I absolute that and drag it down, it gives me the departure dates of every ship, and in turn that feeds our duration across there. We end up with a timetable that looks as such. Now, we have to name this for our next question, and to do so, highlight everything except for the headings. You don't want the headings, you want the entire table, all the dates. Highlight that, and let's call it, I've already called it something. Okay, we'll name this one Hamburg, after the name of the shipping company, Sud time, for timetable, that'll do. You can call it what you like. And the second thing we need to name is the arrival dates of all the ships at the Port of Melbourne. So make sure you do not pick up the headings, otherwise it affects our index match functions. And Hamburg, remember you can't have spaces, Sud, ARR for arrival. So if I was to zoom out now, it will eventually look something like that. So it's named our table, and that's one of 4 timetables that you need to do. So back to our original question, for each shipping company. Now you can speed the process up a bit by simply highlighting the whole area and dragging it down, and that gives you 4. But then you're going to have to go back in and change the values in all of these, just in the first row and in that table, to make it happen. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, which way you go about it.